Good morning, everyone. 21st Avenue. That is what we picked for today. Nice long walk. We're going to be going all the way to the end. We are starting on Cropsey Avenue. And we're going to be heading all the way down to the low 50s. Once we get past the name streets and we get past 86, we'll be going all the way down into the Mapleton section of Brooklyn. We are in Bensonhurst. Hope everyone is having a good week, good day, good moment. It is feeling like winter today, finally. We are in season. It is 40 degrees with a wind chill of 33. Very windy out today. I don't know if we'll notice it on the walk because we're walking, through these side streets. Well, it's an avenue, but a lot of the buildings knock down the winds, but we should notice some wind. Here we are on Beth Avenue. You see the leaves blowing around. You got the laundromat here. This laundromat was in the news recently, about a month ago. Guy came in here and slashed a laundromat attendant in here. He then ran, of course, and he was confronted in upstate New York by state troopers where he was shot to death. When he confronted them, I guess he still had the knife on him. Or maybe another weapon. But, yeah, it was in the news about a month ago. Crime in Gotham, baby. Although this is a neighborhood, where you don't see stuff like that. So, but when it does happen, it stands out. We are in the borough of Brooklyn. For those of you who have maybe just joined my channel for the first time and think of New York City as all 5 boroughs, which it is under the jurisdiction of New York City, but this is the borough of Brooklyn. We're not in the city. The actual city is about 20 miles in the direction we're walking on Manhattan Island. And that's where you'll find all sorts of crime. We just had a guy march across Manhattan with a knife and kill 3 people. That's another big thing that's been in the news the last couple of days. But today we're in Brooklyn. We're in the safety confines of Brooklyn. Or at least the safety confines of the neighborhoods we are walking in, Bensonhurst and Mapleton. I used to live in this building coming up. This is a building I lived in for a good number of years before I moved back into my home neighborhood of Dyker Heights. It's got a doorman. My friend is the doorman. He still works there. I moved out of here in 2020 when everyone was like moving out, and what happened was people were finding really good apartments because people were moving. They were just leaving New York. Everyone thought they were gonna, people thought they were gonna die if they stayed here. I mean, it was that crazy. And that opens up a lot of opportunities, including the place that I'm living in now. I'm living in a really nice place. This is actually a nice building, believe it or not. I'm gonna put the camera up, see how tall it is. It's 7 floors. It's a Trump building. I don't think the Trumps own it anymore. It was one of the many condo buildings that were built by the Trump family. We are on 21st Avenue. We're about to cross 86th Street. The Gap is still here after all these years, man. I used to come here for school shopping when I was, a teenager. It's been here a long time. It's one of the original businesses that are still on 86th Street. From what I remember, from the 80s all the way up. Alright, we're on the number streets. Got Grata Pizzeria over here. Good place. One of the many pizza places I go to in the area. It's got some good dishes in there. Like if you want to sit down and have a dish. It is windy. You may hear winds, even though I have the windscreen on the mic. It is, it's pretty windy out. Let's talk about the weather, because the weather's interesting. We've had something happen here that hasn't happened in 3 months, actually since August, since the first week of August. If you're noticing that the sidewalks are damp and there are puddles, that's because it rained. And it really rained. We had 24 straight hours of rain. Starting at midnight the night previous and then ending last night at midnight. We got about 3 inches of rain, which is, we need it. We're now in a severe drought. we've been upgraded to severe drought. They haven't put water restrictions on us here, but they are now starting to talk about it. Reservoirs are below 60%, although I think after last night's rain, I mean, it's not gonna like get rid of the drought, but it definitely helps. I mean, three inches. We're down about 18 inches of rain water. So 3 inches is, you know, it obviously is progress, but very little progress. So the drought is not over, but yeah, very nice to get rain. It was kind of strange because when it started, I had gotten up around 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and the rain was hitting my bedroom windows. I hadn't heard that sound in such a long time. That sounded so loud, you know? Wasn't used to hearing the rain. And today we do have some showers forecasted. The storm that came through here is still, you know, just sitting off the coast now, and that's what's giving us all this wind and these clouds. And then Thanksgiving is coming up, and we're supposed to get a 2-day storm next week, right smack on Thanksgiving and on the Friday, on Black Friday. So it's going to be a hectic travel day, I guess, next week. The 21st Avenue is just really all residential. You can see the types of homes they have here spread out. A lot of apartment buildings, but also, you know, you have these smaller estate style homes. I guess the one good thing is I have the winds on my back. If it was coming towards me, I'd be feeling very uncomfortable. I guess what we'll do is we'll just stay on one side of the street. I'm getting blown around here. Every time I hit a, like, you know, a side street where the wind is going down the side streets, I get pushed a little bit. Oh, look at this guy coming right at me. Vroom, vroom. You know how like your rearview mirror says things seem further than they are? Well, in the camera, things seem closer. When you're watching my walks and I cross the streets, one thing I've noticed, like when I cross the streets and I have cars coming at me or traffic, it looks a lot closer. I've had people sometimes comment and say, you got to be careful, but I mean, I had a lot of distance from those guys. I wasn't getting hit. I definitely stop if I feel like they're going, you know, so fast that I'm not going to have a chance to scoot across the street. Like this guy right here, I got plenty of distance. You can see everybody is wearing their winter gear. So am I. I am not. I know a lot of times people they always hear me say that same thing. I've been saying it a lot. Just last week it was in the 70s, and then 2 weeks ago it was in the 80s. I was like, yeah, I'm wearing my t-shirt and shorts. Not today. Today I am wearing my winter clothes. I got my winter coat on. I would have wore my normal hoodie jacket today because it's 40 degrees. I mean, it's definitely, if you're not from the north, 40 degrees is freezing for you, but for us it's just chilly. But the problem is there's a wind chill. So that's why I'm wearing the winter coat, because of the wind. If it wasn't windy, I would not be wearing a winter coat right now. This is Bay Ridge Parkway, 75th Street. And this is where it ends, on the next block there, on Bay Parkway and Kings Highway, over there. Kings Highway, well, over there is Bay Parkway, Avenue P, and Kings Highway is about a couple blocks over. You got Stillwell Avenue over there too. So it's Bay Parkway, Stillwell Avenue, and Avenue P. And a couple blocks over is Kings Highway. So you got like 4 major roads over there in one spot. Some interesting looking homes on the corner there. You know what? I said we weren't going to cross, so I lied. Sorry, I lied. We're going to walk on this side for a little bit. Still got some trees that have to shed. Got some nice colors. Look at these colors. Yellows, greens, reds. Look at that. That's nice. That tree right there. It's almost Thanksgiving and the tree just finally changed colors. I mean, usually by now the trees are bare, but because we've had such warm weather, they've held on to their coats much longer. There's a nice red color. Look at that. Every leaf is red. That's what made me cross the street. I saw it from a block away. I was like, oh, I gotta check out that tree. Here you go. Oh, this is a leaf from that tree right there. See? Got some homes over here that are all clustered together. The little pointy tops. Got this one home here where it has this doorway sticks out here. '71st Street. We're moving pretty good on this walk. I'm not walking my full speed, but I am walking a little quick. Well, maybe we'll stay on this side for a while. Soon we're going to be leaving Bensonhurst and we'll be in Mapleton. Mapleton is like the forgotten neighborhood in Brooklyn. Nobody ever talks about Mapleton. Nobody, if I told somebody, hey, have you ever been to Mapleton, Brooklyn? They'd be like, what? What? What's Mapleton, Brooklyn? I've never heard of that. We'll be there in a little bit. It's Bay Ridge Avenue, which also ends on the next block. A lot of these streets terminate into Bay Parkway. So every one of these streets we're walking by right now, if you turn to my right and you go down, you're gonna end, you're probably gonna pretty much hit Bay Parkway. And there are like the west and the east streets eventually that show up down there, but that's like on a diagonal cross, so that's why a lot of these streets they just terminate straight into Bay Parkway because they don't line up with the rest of the grid. Which I'll show you. I'll turn again and you'll see the Bay Parkway is just right in front. You see it? You can see the storefronts right there. But down here is where the houses start changing a bit, the styles. I'm starting to see a lot of those pop up on the streets. Those electric little bikes with the little trunk in the back, open trunk, the carriage. You got the traffic police here. They look very much like the only difference between those and the regular marked police cars are it just says traffic on it. But pretty much looks like this. It's pretty much the same type of car. Same decals and stuff. All right, 65th Street. We are now leaving Bensonhurst. We are now in Mapleton. So this is the neighborhood that everyone doesn't know about. I always wonder if like the people that live in the neighborhood around here consider, I know there's some people, because I've spoken to a couple people that still consider they're in Bensonhurst. I guess, you know, the neighborhood's kind of, you know, like when a neighborhood ends, people really don't know where the actual jurisdiction lines end. The district lines, that they like to call them. So I'm sure some people still say, oh, I'm in Bensonhurst down here. Crossing over the tracks of the N line, which is, you can't see. It's blocked up by all these weeds in the wall. That's what we'll do. We'll get back across the street. You got this nice home right here. It's a nice home. If you're wondering, the makeup of this part of the neighborhood is still mostly Italian and Jewish. As we get past 60th Street, it becomes really pretty much mostly Jewish. But there's still a lot of Italians living in this area right here. Between like 65th and 60th, there's a lot of Italians still living in this neighborhood. Well, we're almost done. I would say we're about 11 blocks away from the end of the walk. 30 minutes so far, it looks like, on the counter. So when we get to the ends of this walk, like towards the very end, maybe the last few minutes, we're going to be walking along the cemetery sides. There's two cemeteries. I mean, it's technically one cemetery, but it's split. 21st Avenue splits right down. part of it, but we're going to be walking by the cemetery soon. And then we're going to end the walk right on Dahill Road. Cuts through here. It's where 21st Avenue ends. It's a gray overcast day, that's another thing. I mean, not just the rain, but it's been sunny for like 3 months. We've very rarely do we have like a cloudy day in the last 3 months. So yeah, it's also overcast. The sun was out this morning for a little while though. It's like around 7 o'clock in the morning, the sun came out and then it went back. It's all cloudy again. '60th Street. It looks like we're gonna get across this. This is one of the streets we've walked up, 60th Street. We've walked up 60th, 65th, 75th, well, 75th Bay Ridge Parkway. Let's let this guy get by us before we get back on the main part of the sidewalk. There you go. Couple of nice homes here. Just about to hit 58th Street. I don't know if you could tell on camera, you could see all the way down there. You can see where the avenue ends. You can see Dahill Road. You can see those. It's hard to see on the camera, but I could see the some of the shops, the brick buildings over there. That's where we're gonna end. Now, a lot of these streets are dead-end streets down here. And that is because of the Brooklyn-Queens Railroad that runs through here. You see some of these newer buildings. You got a lot of stuff going on in here. Looks like a lot of pottery. Looks like they probably have a lot of stuff growing during the summer. Probably vegetables and stuff. And this is where the cemetery is, right after these last row of houses. Out there is the F line running over McDonald Avenue. So if you've ever been on the F train and you get on the train and pass over those cemeteries, this is where those cemeteries are. This is where we are. There's all cemetery, all, you know, tombstones and shrines and everything in here. The gates are usually open during the daytime, like this one right here. There's a gate, and you can walk straight through. I guess I'll use this time to say thanks for taking the walk. Hope everybody enjoyed this walk. It was a quick one. I don't know, I feel like 37 minutes. It's a quick walk for me. Looks like we got another gate over here you can walk in. Very quiet neighborhood down here. See, there's a lot of trash. Jeez. I guess nobody cares over here because there's nobody living over here, right? So that's not an excuse, though. They should, whoever's in charge of the cemetery ground should have somebody cleaning up around here. It's sad that somebody would have to clean up around here, you know? Because, like, you got dirt bags that... Like, people are just dirt bags. Just throw the trash on the floor, like... I don't want to end the walk on a down note, because I'm starting to rant, but you get my... You catch what I'm trying to say. Alright, here we are, Dahill. And what street is this? I always forget. I think this is like 52nd Street. We'll find out in a second. Or maybe we won't find out because I don't see any signs. Yeah, it's 52nd Street. Right on the other side of those buildings is McDonald Avenue. Alright, everyone. Stay tuned for more walks. It is that time of year where the weather is getting cold. Finally getting cold. And we will definitely have some more walking to do. So this is 21st Avenue, the end, on Dahill Road and 52nd Street, which is... Actually, it's 53rd Street. We're on 53rd. That's what the sign says. All right. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.